going to have each of our project team leaders share an update on what we've accomplished in this Rotary year on their respective projects. So we're going to start out with Carla Cadena, who's on Zoom this morning, and she's going to talk about 3 of our 9 projects.
Hi, good morning. I hope you can hear me good. So I will provide you number one today, an update about the cisterns. So thank you very much also, Case, for this very good opportunity for other clubs to join the effort. I'm very excited about all of this. So you can be aware that you can not only contribute to this, but to all of our existing current global grants. So I'm very happy about it. And about the cisterns, women have already created the maintenance that every year SEDESA, our NGO partner, asks them to do. For example, the part of the maintenance include cleaning the inside of the cistern only with water, not using any kind of soap, and a special broom for the cistern. Also cleaning the surface that collects the water that directs it into the cistern. Every year this is an activity they need to do to be sure that the water that they collect from the rain, which is up to 12,000 liters, is available for drinking and cooking, and it's free from minerals such as fluoride and arsenic. Right now, also some of the families that will be in the waiting list for our future global grant application are also being part of the trainings, of the meetings, of learning part of the educational process, so that when the time for the global grant funds arrive, once we finish all the process for an application finishes, that they are ready to start building their cisterns in the rural communities. Meanwhile, also, SEDESA, the NGO that we have as a partner in Dolores Hidalgo, our neighbor municipality, they are working in a radio campaign right now during, before and during the rainy season to also spread the word about maintenance tips and also good information about the rain in our region. As you know, and as Case was mentioning previously, we're planning to incorporate this new global application grant. And as part of the educational program, we want to incorporate topics such as health, climate variability adaptation, and improvements to education for the children about water and sanitation. As you know, we have achieved over 1,450 families directly benefited for the cisterns because they have one at their own home. Our last global grant was closed back in March 2026, reporting the last 357 cisterns in that specifically grant. And we're developing, as you know, this future draft that we're including 60 water harvesting cisterns and dry composting toilets. It's the first time that we're mixing both eco-technologies in one. So as you have been invited, please join this effort. The next one in our list will be the dry composting toilets. As you know, we're currently building 10 dry composting toilets in a rural community called La Niveña. They are under the construction right now. They have already received their plastic tinacos where they will use the water just for hand washing, because the system for a dry composting toilet uses no water for its use. It is only necessary to have a dry mixture during the year, and as we divide the solids and liquids, that's how the process of all the dry composting toilet works. We're also right now, we enter the order of the sinks that every dry composting toilet has, and also the division toilet. So in that way, we do the division of liquids and solids. So for now, that will increase our number of beneficiaries to 155 families. There is also a built dry toilet in each one of the families. So every family owns their personal dry composting toilet. There will be a future inauguration for the dry composting toilets. The Rotarians and Friends of Rotary who attended our last one knew about the challenges that we had in the road, as told by the director of CEDESA, this coming community is a little bit worse about the road. It had like large rocks in the terrain, very damaged surfaces, and it's not very like a clear road that we will manage. That's why in this case we'll need to have like a limited number of attendees. But if you do have, or if you do know like a person that has a super powerful truck that would like to enter into this adventure, just let me know. That will allow us to increase the number of attendees. I have heard from some of our Rotarians that they say, well, Carla, maybe for the next one you'll need a helicopter so you will arrive easier to the rural community. The next one that we will have in the update of projects is about the beekeeping. About the beekeeping, we continue the planning and reactivating the beekeeping cooperative in Corralejo de Abajo. Well, as you know, because of a fire, that rural community lost most of the bees and part of the material that is very important to be working in the usual activities that they manage inside of the beekeeping cooperative so that they can produce honey, pollen, and then they transform this product into diversity of other like products such as cream, lip balm, shampoos, etc. This happened in February and this year. So that's why we're making the efforts to collaborate with Case Club in the United States and Rick Club, which is a Rotarian from Canada, who we met during Remix. Also, some individuals are planning to donate. Also, some of them are Rotarians and non-Rotarians. If you're interested in helping too, also just let me know. Several members in our club are providing a follow-up, so that also makes me very happy. We have in the team right now Enrique, Joe, Lee, so you can also be part of this effort. They had at the beginning 16 nucleus of bees. From those 16, they were only able to save 2. So the plan that we're having right now is to recover 10 out of the 14 that were fully lost because of the fire, and also the basic material that is needed. The community involvement in Corralejo de Abajo is that there are 9 women leaders, 45 beneficiaries from the 9 families, and as I said before, they harvest honey, propolios, and pollen. So that's part of the brief updates that we have about these three projects, and thank you very much.
Tough act to follow, Miss Carla. She's going to be president one day, I think. My name is Evelyn Graywall, and I'm a relatively newer member of the San Miguel, let me get this right, Rotary Club of San Miguel Midday. And I am one of the newest project committee chairmen for our watershed education project, or the watershed education program. And this is a program between the Rotary Club of San Miguel de Allende-Midday and AADN, which is an acronym loosely translated into English, Learning Through Interactions with Nature. The other partner is Salvemos al Rio Laja. They've been doing water and reforestation projects in the greater San Miguel community in the state of Guanajuato for about 20 years. This is a program that's focused on education and hands-on learning through community workshops, installations of echnotechnics, such as rainwater catchment systems, viveros that propagate plants for kitchen gardens, pollinator, and rainwater catchment plants. They also do a series of studies of the local environments, including indigenous plants and migratory birds via art therapy. Last year, in partnership with our sponsoring international club, the 49ers Breakfast Club of Nevada City, and Rotary International, we wrote and received a global grant of roughly $61,000 US. This grant has actually funded their entire program for the 2025-26 academic year, and it has enabled them to not only continue the program in supplementing a stopgap in funding from the Mexican government, but it's also enabled us to expand. The grant includes funding for staffing and facilitators. Most of the facilitators are actually young women and men, young students who've actually gone through the program. But it also, this year, is including materials and installation of an additional 9 viveros or nurseries. And it has allowed the program to go from a start of, I think it was 7 schools when they first came and presented to us, to 15, to 21 that we actually wrote for the grant, and they're now active in 29 schools in the rural communities around San Miguel. Pretty awesome. I don't know if you were able to include a photo, Andrea, but I wanted to talk specifically about an example of boots on the ground in collaboration with many other community partners this year. This week, AADN is installing 19 water catchment systems in the community of Estancia. The staffing is fully funded by our Rotary grant. The 19 water catchment systems, the Tinacos, have been donated in partnerships with Camino de Agua. And you cannot imagine what this means to this community. The community, I believe, is across from Don Pedro, our hardware store. It's up the road quite a bit from the local community Rincon. And for the past several years, there's no active running water to that community at all. And the mothers have been walking huge distances to meet the water trucks. And this is such a game changer for this community. The grant is also funding family and community training on the maintenance of the Tinacos. They'll be putting in viveros and, again, installing the program in the local schools. I want to talk about one other project of visibility that I think is hugely important to all of us who live in San Miguel. And I don't know the Spanish name for it, but it's basically Project 2050. A few months ago, the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, visited San Miguel. She was given a series of letters by the women in the communities around the presa asking her desperately, we need help, malaria is taking over, the water's not treated. And so, true to her word, she actually sent a truck out and some federales out, I think about 3 months ago. And in the last month, there was a meeting around the lake, and AADN and Salvemos are actively participating in how do we work to fix this problem. Only 10% of the water in the presa is actually treated. There's one water treatment plant. There are plans to put in another. According to AADN, the statistics on poverty should be driving where these treatment plants go. Of course, the first water treatment plant is in my neighborhood of Los Frailes. As part of this effort, there's a lot of additional momentum with AAD and Salvemos on not only working with the rural communities, but in terms of managing the overall water supply. What do we need to do in our urban communities? And so I have been working with them to install an ethnotechnic system on my property in Los Frailes, and we hope to start holding community workshops. It includes, again, collecting rainwater from, I have 2 different Tinacos from the roof that comes in, so we don't have to use city water. One of mine will be drinking water. One will support a vivero that is going to, again, have pollinator plants, kitchen mobile diet. Hopefully I won't kill them. But we hope to have both our Mexican neighbors, our American neighbors, our Canadian neighbors come out for workshops. In terms of beneficiaries, between the individual club contributions from the 49ers and our other partner club, Kitchener-Conestoga in Canada, from late August until our reporting through mid-May, we have had over 16,000 direct touch points with students, at least 2,000 students per month, and also about 2,600 touch points with moms and dads, or an estimated 330 adults per month. Okay, thank you.
¿Quieres que entre? Okay, wait. Bueno, hola. Hola a todos. I just wanted to tell, first of all, my heart was super warmed when I saw that Case was from Port Townsend. I'm from the Seattle area, and it just warms my heart to know that there is interest in the Northwest in the projects that are happening here in San Miguel. I certainly feel a big heartstring to the Northwest, so I'm very, very, very grateful that they're considering to help and support us. Here in the GP, the Girls Empowerment Program, this has been a fantastic year. It's been a year of great growth. There's been huge success in teaching the young ladies in this area, I want to always emphasize that a lot of these young ladies have absolutely no access to menstrual materials and or to menstrual education. So often their menstruation is a surprise. There's a lot of ignorance, a lot of taboo, and they will miss often a 1/4 of their education, like a month, because they don't have this materials or this information. So what this has done is just like an arrow right to the heart of this gap that exists in education. And as the World Health Organization says, is the way to get rid of poverty is to educate women. So this is huge for Mexico, for us to be able to educate our young women. And I wish I could share so many stories from the teachers. They're so heartwarming. It's not just the children. It's not just the girls. It's their parents. It's their moms that are beginning to take care. We're starting to include the mothers in the program much more. We always have, but we're involving them more. There is a program that we are excited about for boys that we are not sponsoring, but we are coming alongside their efforts. And we're in desperate need of drivers that are willing to give up 4 hours a week to take the teachers out to these rural communities. And I promise you, there's not one driver that has come back that has not said their life hasn't been changed, having participated in that. And so I'm seeing some people nodding their heads because they've also been drivers with there. So I would like to encourage you, please do get in touch with me, Carrie Fouch, if you're interested in being a driver. And I think Jose has some information on this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Um, I'm going to talk a little bit about numbers. So, well, first of all, I'm going to share with you that our global grant application it's already submitted. So finally, we're applying for 122,000 US. So that's so cool. That's gonna be for the next phase that it will be starting hopefully next 2 months. But one good thing about it is like this program has been changing life of everyone. So people in this club, as being part of volunteers, the all the people who's involved behind the scenes and all this really nice connection that we have with the Ministry of Education of the state of Guanajuato. So till date, so we've been in, whoa, that photo. So that's just to have Jinka Babalola attending our Girls Empowerment Program. That was like such an amazing part of this program and this year. So talking about numbers, so we've been in since the beginning in 170 schools. We already give more than 300 workshops. So we already give 4,989 kits for girls. We're close to the 5,000, and we're gonna be in this next 4 weeks. We're gonna give the last workshops of this amazing program, and we're going to be up to up to if everything goes good, up to 5,250. So thank you all for all your support. Remember that we need drivers if you want to sign up. And thank you all. Gracias.
Good morning. When you're over 80, you don't have PowerPoints because you don't understand them. So forgive me. Uh, I'm here to tell you about the School for the Deaf that we have here in San Miguel. Uh, if I was born deaf, or if I was deaf 14 years ago in San Miguel, there was no help. If my parents brought me to school, the teacher didn't know what to do. She would put me in the corner. I would sit there. I'd feel stupid. I'd feel alone. If I was at home and my parents had to go out and work to make money to feed the rest of the family, and they couldn't find anybody to look after me. For my safety, they would tie me to a chair or to a bed till they got home. That was my life. But thanks to two of our Rotary members, John Doherty and Ron Felton, and the generosity of a number of Rotary clubs in the U.S., in Canada, and the financial strength of Rotary International, we have had a school for the deaf in San Miguel for 13 years. The students learn Spanish, they learn Mexican Sign Language, they take regular school classes, many have graduated high school, and a few are in college, and one young lady graduated from the university and is now back at the school teaching the kids. What an example. In addition to academics, they learn woodworking, jewelry making, to help have something that can make money to help the family and support the family. They have a chess club. They have a judo club. They have a robotics club. And they even have a choir where they sign different songs. And if you've ever watched it, it'll bring tears to your eyes, I promise. When I go to the school, I call it my happy place. To see the joy and happiness of these children really touches my heart when I realize that without Rotary and without John and Ron and everybody else, these kids would be totally discarded, and they're bright lights and they got a chance to shine. So what have we been doing recently? We just finished a 2-year global grant. We brought Signs and Smiles. It's a wonderful organization from the US, very sophisticated, very smart, that teaches the best and most modern techniques in terms of how to teach the deaf children, etc. So we brought them, and they have taught our teachers, and typical of Ron and John, we invited teachers that teach the deaf children from all over Mexico to come and participate in this. So our grant not only taught our teachers, but it taught a number of teachers of the deaf throughout Mexico these different techniques. We now have an app that's very helpful. We have a dictionary, and the reports back from everyone is that the teachers are much better, much more sophisticated, much smarter in how they teach the deaf children. And we see it in the kids. The kids are doing even better than before. It was a big and complicated task, if you think about it. We had to have people, interpreters there, because we had people from the States. Some were deaf, some spoke English. So we had interpreters, and their sign language is different than Mexican Sign Language. So we had it was quite a show to watch the interpreters. They would take English to Spanish, US Sign Language to Mexican Sign Language, and everybody understood what was going on. It was a really fabulous situation. We just finished, but the knowledge that we have is that these techniques are with us now and will go on for years and will improve the lives of deaf kids, not only in San Miguel, but in all of Mexico. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm Ron Felton. I'm the project leader for Skills for Success. This is a vocational training project that is near and dear to all of our hearts. A number of years ago, we partnered up with a local organization that had been around for 20 plus years called Apoyo. And Apoyo's mission was to make people employable in their own communities, so they don't have to leave the area or the country to find viable work. And Ezekiel Mojica, who is the director of that program, is amazing at what he does. And we joined up with him several years back to help him with his micro lending program. That was a program he had in place that as he trained people to become entrepreneurs and business people, that he could provide small, very small loans to them to help them get started. His payback rate was in the 80 to 90% range. So our club decided we'd make it a little mini project to provide additional funds for the micro lending. And that money is still in circulation because of the payback rate. As we got to know Boyo even better than we already did, we realized that his dream was to open a vocational training center that expanded the number of courses and opportunities to learn various trades. So we developed a global grant. That was my first experience with a global grant. And thanks to the expertise in the club, like Lee and Carla and Jose, everybody, we cobbled together a $62,000 grant. We partnered with the Rotary Club of Cambria in California, and they helped us get, like Cases helping us do with the watershed, the cistern projects. We did that for this. And so with their help and our own individual club members chipping in to get us to the finish line, we got the $62,000 grant. We are now in the third semester of offering courses in vocational training at a newly opened center. Due to a generous donor, Ezekiel got a larger facility where he could train folks. We have 8 areas of vocational training: electrical, plumbing, property maintenance, sales, customer service, caregiving, graphic design, and using technology to operate business, technology for business. We are now in the third semester, so I think we've cycled through all the courses. When this semester ends, 1 year, and we'll have another year left. It's a couple of things that are important to note. A vast majority of the students in these courses are women, because one of Ezekiel's missions is to making sure he empowers rural women to become employable and get skills. So when we attend graduations, and you see the electrical students and the plumbing students come up, you expect to see a bunch of guys. Well, the guys are there, but there are also a bunch of women who are going through this training as well. Part and parcel of the vocational training, and this is important, is that everyone who goes through one of these courses also gets English, because if working in this community, you're highly marketable if you're bilingual. So when a bunch of us gringos are looking for plumbers, we often look for, is there someone who speaks English? And caregivers, big need in our community with an aging population. It's good to have 2 languages. They also get instruction in entrepreneurship. So it's one thing you come out with some training and a certificate in electricity or property maintenance, but do you know how to run your business, manage your finances, pay your taxes, pay perhaps maybe even another employee or 2? If you run a tienda, how do you manage the business? So he provides the training to do that as well. Because if you want sustainability, you have to give people the skills. So if I'm working in plumbing today, electricity tomorrow, at least I know how to run a business. Everyone gets a course in basic computer skills, because as we all know, it's very difficult to function without the ability to operate a computer, get your emails, schedule your appointments, get back to customers, manage your finances, do a spreadsheet, on and on. So everyone who goes through those 8 courses also gets those 3 things. So here's where we are right now. In September through December of 25, our first semester, we offered 2 of the courses. I believe we had 25 enrollment in each one, and of the 50, 49 graduated. So we had 49 total graduates in that first one. January through April, and those were property maintenance and sales. The January to April term, we had electricity, tech tools for business, and plumbing. We had 85 graduates. So far, we've had 134 graduates, and currently, we started in May with courses in customer service, caregiving, and graphic design. Right now, we have 91 students in those classes. Tip of the hat to, we have Rotary members from this club who are helping with English instruction as volunteers in the classroom. Hats off, Beverly's here. She's been doing that for a while. So we're really thrilled with the participation level of our club. And this is an exciting project that I think has changed lives already. And thank you for your time.
Good morning. So the LN4, as some of you are aware of, is one of our 8 projects that has not taken advantage of a global grant or a district designated fund. All of the funding that has come in for that particular project has come from you all and some angels in the club that managed to get us out of the red. We've had some very interesting and incredible things happen over the course of the last, well, since our first fitting, which was back in November of 2024. But since then, we've had over 30 recipients. We also still have about 250 hands to give away. These are cost-free. They don't have to pay anything for them. They just come to the fitting and they get it. If they break it, we give them a new one. They have to be able to meet the qualifications, which with the people that we have that are trained, particularly Jose and the Rotaracts, and some of the members here in our club, were helped to do the fittings, and it's been an incredible time. I just want to give you a little bit of more information. Like I said, we had 30 recipients. There's going to be one beneficiary that's going to be getting a hand hopefully this weekend. We also have a potential in Mexico City, who we're either going to ship him here or we're going to connect with Querétaro's club to get him fitted there. The exciting thing about this is that we have 3 new Rotaract members that have joined Rotaract and that are going to be training to work on this, which is great because they're the main ones. They're the ones that have the capability to be able to reach them because of the language barrier that we have if we try to do a fitting. But it's still, if you haven't been to one or you haven't been able to participate in one, I strongly recommend it. It will change your life. Let me just tell you about Luis. When Luis lost his hand, he feared that the days of supporting his family had changed forever and would never recover. Receiving an LN4 prosthetic hand changed everything. With his new functional grip, Luis could finally drive safely, plant seeds, and write again. The device restored not only his livelihood, but his dignity and independence. The gift transformed the giver, too. During this fitting event, which took place right here at the Biblioteca, this volunteer ambassador watched Luis hold a pen for the first time in months. Seeing the sheer joy and hope on Luis's face, this giver realized the true purpose from this connection. For the recipient, the LN4 builds a bridge to an active, self-sufficient life for the giver. For the giver, it is a profound lesson in empathy and a lasting power of service. I carry around with me every day that signature from Luis when I come to these meetings. And to me, it's always a Rotary moment when I think about the LN4. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me again. And now I will give you an update about the hospice care by the legal NGO Mitigar y Cuidados Paliativos here in San Miguel de Allende. We're under the training of nurse education program that is taking place online for our staff. We also had 2 training under the LNEC program, that is the End of Life Nursing and Education Consortium. This was provided in 2 locations, for the Red Cross for about 43 attendees and in a community called Atotonilco, this time with a liaison with the Catholic Church. So this time we enter a little into a different section of our population here in San Miguel de Allende. This was very interesting experience. So in total we had around 60 beneficiaries during May the 1st and May the 2nd. I would like to mention also something very important. We recently got a separate grant from San Miguel Community Foundation. This is helping us to get other 2 hospital beds for the patients. We will also be including some backpack kits for the medical staff that creates the or gives the follow-up of visits for the home for the patients to provide the symptom control and all that kind of necessary follow-up in our patients. We will also have some tables for the patient, electrolyte holders, and other items that are needed here in the facilities. We are also a beneficiary recently from Sharon Kent Endowment Fund. Sharon used to be a person that used to provide a lot of support in San Miguel de Allende. So we entered the application and we're happy that this will also be a grant that will help some of our operating expenses. That as legal NGOs here in Mexico, sometimes it's hard that there are some supports outside for operation concepts. I'm also very happy to announce that, as many of you know, the Hospice Center was named in honor of our super brilliant Lee Carter. There you can see a picture of the front of the facility and of one of our past LMEC trainings. Lee Carter, I'm very happy about the brilliant mind that you have, your vision, your commitment, and your effort that you provide in a daily basis to be able to achieve this dream that came true. Like right now, it's a reality. So with this, we will have next June the 16th. Mitigare Cuidados Paliativos, legal Mexican NGO here in San Miguel de Allende will accomplish 10th anniversary here in Mexico. And same as 1 year of our opening in the inauguration of these facilities. It has not been easy. We have had good and bad days, but there are persons with a commitment that make this for one specific purpose, which is the beneficiaries that are our patients that go through the end of life or right now a palliative care stage in their life. So for this 10th anniversary of the NGO and 1 anniversary of the facilities, we will have a morning program for health professionals through online and face-to-face conferences. And then in the afternoon, we will have a social program to celebrate the anniversaries. So we're doing like lots of activities here in the hospice. Remember that you can also ask for ways to volunteer. We are always also receiving donations. Or you can also come usually on Thursdays for scheduling tours so that you can know the facilities for the first hospice center in Mexico. Thank you.
So thank you to all of our project team leaders. As you can tell, we are a very busy club, and we should all be very proud of the work we're doing to improve the quality of lives of all of our community. I think we all agree that there's a lot of need in our 600 plus rural communities as well as in our urban community, and it's an honor and privilege to live here and be able to help them and improve the quality of their lives. We're going to now move on to Joe's got an announcement about some Rotary Foundation matters.
Okay. Quick. Next week, Tuesday, I'm going to bring my computer laptop. I'm going to be sitting in the corner. Those of you who haven't been able to get on to the rotary.org and make the donations, I will be here with my laptop ready to get you in there and help you do it. We're doing incredible. We're always in the top 3 in our district. We're in the top. But there's some rules that the district has, and we are trying to work and making sure that we can continue to get the funding that we give in. When you heard Case today talk about raising $30,000, the money that we give today or the money we gave 3 years ago will translate that $30,000 to an $84,000 investment into any of our projects. Okay? That's the power of how the foundation works. That's how the power of giving $100, that $35 for Polio Plus, and the $10 for the endowment. That's the power. That's how it all works. So I know that some people have had some challenges with the donation. It's not easy. It really isn't, because if you try to go give $100, you got to go all the way through it, then go all the way back in it to go in it to do it for the polio, then you got to go all the way back in it to do it for the endowment. I don't know why they just don't streamline it, and this is a conversation I plan to have with Felipe. So those of you who are giving on a monthly basis, you wonder where that's going. Well, wherever you said you were going to give it to on a monthly basis, that's where it's going. So let's say you're giving $50 a month, or the Paul Harris Society people, it's $1,000 a year, or $87 a month roughly. That's going to go in the annual fund. It's not going to divvy it up and give it to polio and give it to the endowment. You actually have to go in and give it to that. And they're asking for money, but they make it difficult for us to do it. But I got to give hats off to you guys, because you still go and do it. You need to do it when you can sit down and really think through it. So I will be here next week, and I will help you get through that. Okay? Thank you.
And thank you, Joe, for not only talking the talk, but walking the walk.
I get yelled at if I didn't. I mean, who am I up here yelling and asking everybody to give
He
money?
leads by example.
Thank you.
So I'm honored to award Joe with his Paul Harris +2 pin, which means he has achieved 3 Paul Harris Awards, which is 3 times $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. In the name of Paul Harris, the founder of Rotary International. So congratulations, Joe. And I think he wants to get a photo. Okay.
You'll get
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Always. And as Joe has shared with us many times as our Rotary Foundation chair for our club, it doesn't have to be $1,000 all at once. It can be $100 a year for 10 years. But it all goes to good projects such as what you have seen today. Real briefly, we're going to invite Alex and Maria Christina up because they have a quick announcement to share about our fellow club with the Smart Club. It has a fundraiser coming up.
Thank you, thank you. Just briefly, they're here, and I didn't even know they were coming. I was told by a friend of mine in Malanquin if I could talk about this event on the 4th of July, and it's a casino night, and it will benefit a great program, which is a dialysis clinic. They've been at it for some time now. I know I went to the golf tournament that they had last year, and it was a great event. But this seems to me that it's an event that all of us can participate and all of us can give some, and it will be a lot of fun. So, Fred, if you want to say something about it.
As soon as we get the tickets printed, I will return to generously offer you a chance to participate in this program. This dialysis project is very important to San Miguel. Currently, there is no place a poor person can go and get dialysis. That means that they have to spend a lot of their meager earnings just to get to Querétaro or Celaya to receive treatment. This program will make it so that they only have to spend 10 or 20 pesos to get to it by bus. I really hope you all come out and support this project. But if you have a personal prohibition against gambling, please feel free just to give me cash. I really hope we can see you all there, and I will return with tickets. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you very much from the members of the Smart Club. And Alex, we wish you buena suerte with your very important project. Okay, I think we're done for the day. Thank you all for being here. Oh, I'm sorry, Joyce, we're not done for the day. Joyce has a very quick announcement about our club membership survey.
You've all received a link to the survey, right? Okay, as of last night, we had nearly 40% of the members eligible take the survey. It's easy, it's quick, It's going to provide very, very important information as we begin to look at next year, as we begin to look at our club and how we perform. Please go to your link and complete the survey. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being with us in person and on Zoom. We appreciate our Zoom audience, Case, and so many other members of other Rotary clubs. Everyone have a great week as we continue our lives of service.